Welcome back from the short break where we're still driving business on Smart24 TV. You can catch us live on YouTube, that is at Smart24 TV. Our Twitter handle is at Smart24 TV, # the launch, and we are on DSTV, that is channel 372, and GoTV 394. So you guys, as we had all discussed and everything, want to sum up, final verdict from we are all, and tell us which one would be the best startup way for a person having a business.
To me, I would opt for starting from scratch and maybe inheritance if you're good at the business.
Yes, baby girl.
Start from scratch. Do your own thing, own it, you'll be so proud.
Why would you start from scratch?
I'll start from scratch where each soccer sentences in a
The mine definitely is inheritance.
Why?
Why I want it, it is okay. I'm going to find an expertised team to work with about the ready business. Njabera ntambuza family name yaffe nga sagala tufe tugenda maaso.
The reason as to why I would opt for starting from scratch is because I really love watching myself grow with my business. I would really love that. For me to get to learn about my business, make mistakes, I maybe learn from them. I would love to see myself prosperity. How about you guys?
I want to start from scratch and on small scale, because just like me, so are the rest of the people, they don't have the money. Start from scratch, own your thing, grow with it. You'll be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
As for me, inheritance.
Bro.
Because I want to find an expertised team, like an intelligent team. Okay, I'm not saying if you're doing starting from scratch you're not intelligent. Well, you're intelligent, but I want to find the vertical already.
Yeah.
Then another thing, okay, there are people who are going to start from the inheritance thing. So they're okay on a scale of 100, they're like 30% who do that. But if you're having a chance of having a business already there in your family, please don't break it. Just make it good, make it better.
Yeah, groom it.
Put in those good trends, make people like it, and bring in more customers.
Attend the inheritance in Jukuba. Why? Because there is a lot of pressure. People want to always compare you to your parents.
I think it's okay. In that way, you can learn more. You can get to know about everything.
And we're Africans. That being on pressure makes you.
Plus, criticism will always be there. Whether you're starting from scratch, whether you're buying.
We are still chilling at Caravan Turkish Restaurant here at St. Mary Park. You guys, we are so excited to invite our experts who will expound more about the business startup.
My name is Donna Sava Wagaba, and I'm the project coordinator for Startup Uganda. Startup Uganda is an umbrella body for the startup ecosystem in Uganda. That is mainly the innovations and enterprise support organizations. So we have the likes of, if you've heard of the Outbox, you've heard of the Innovation Village, Design Hub, Kampala, Hive Collab, Women in Technology, TechBuzz Hub or NFT, Mawazo, and many others, iVenture Africa, Makere Incubation and Innovation Hub. All these are our members. Finding XY, all these are our members. So what we do, we try to create an enabling environment for the startup ecosystem in Uganda. The best way, I wouldn't say there is a cast and stone for starting up a business, but the best way to set up a business is mainly look at the basic fundamentals. And what are the basic fundamentals? You have to look at things like planning. You have to look at investment, and then you have to look at motivation. Basically, what motivates you to set up this business, or what encourages you to set up this business. And so many of us go into setting up businesses, but when we don't even know why we are starting these businesses. But you need to first evaluate yourself. And you find out, is it something that I have got strength in? Is it something that I've got passion for? Is it something that I love to do, that I'll wake up tomorrow, even when the worst comes to the worst, I can still wake up and I go and do this business. Then there, you have the right business at hand. In terms of planning, you need to also plan, yeah? You don't just wake up. Many people wake up, oh, I've gotten my money here, I have some savings, 10 million, let me go and set up a business. This is not very good. Most times, it is very, very important for us to plan. You need to plan well. You need to understand, and how to, you're going to handle your business in terms of, putting down the various structures. For example, you put out you first come up with an idea, a business idea, and this is a business idea I'm going to work with, then the business plan, and then from a business plan, maybe you go down further to finding, doing some market research. After doing the market research, you go ahead and then, start conceptualizing this whole business idea. Yeah, but if you're just going to walk out of the blue without, it will be hard. But also investments. We also look at investments when we're looking at, starting a business. If you're looking at investments, you look in terms of funding. What kind of funding do you have to start this business? Are you starting with your own money? That is mainly bootstrapping, or are you looking for venture capitalists to invest in you, in your idea, or are you looking for equity from the bank? Yeah, so those are some of the ways in which or factors or fundamentals you should consider when starting a business. Yeah. Find that much as the youth are setting up all these businesses, some of them are already trying to find a number of challenges as they start up. And as they start up, some of them are getting into already existing businesses, which are family owned. Others are getting into brand new businesses. Others are actually, buying already existing businesses. So, as a youth, depending on your size or your funding capacity, it may come from as low as even just 500,000 upwards. But most of the major challenges, and I know most people will always think of financing, but financing is always not the biggest challenge. There are so many challenges that come with trying to inherit or trying to buy these businesses. And the number one problem I would say is mainly costing for these businesses. So you're a youth out there, you find this very brilliant business, you think it's going to work for you because you have an idea on it, but you have not gone ahead to explore the challenges that have been happening in that business. You do not know the dynamics of that business very well. So the moment you go in, most likely you're going to face a lot of challenges, because there'll be costs of indirect costs that they're not telling you about. There are direct costs, like for example, operational costs, where you have your salaries, or you have to pay wages for your employees. You have to buy the running costs. But then there are indirect costs, that no one is telling you about, and you have to pay those costs. For example, if you talk about things like paying statutory deductions, like URA, you have to pay URA, you have to pay KCCA. All these, and if you're a youth who has not been prepared for all this, you'll definitely be in trouble. You'll be in trouble. So you need to look you need to dig further. You need to dig further to understand the business you're going into, and also to try and assess and see if it's a worthwhile business. Then also another challenge is branding. So for an already existing business, it already has its own brand and reputation. So for you, if you're a youth and you're coming in today, you've seen this business and you think it's promising, or you remember it has a brand already. So it is going to, if you need to change it in a different direction, it is going to be a real hassle for you to change this brand to a new brand. It will require a lot in terms of both funding, but also the mindset, because you have already existing people in that business who already have a different mindset about this brand or the business. So it will require a lot. But also finally the culture that you've already found in the business. Their employees or their employees or their staff in various businesses who do not easily adopt. Yeah. So you come in, you bought this new business and you come in as a new owner. And of course, because it's an already existing business, you come and you find already existing employees. Everybody's already existing. So you don't want to change everything, to do a whole 360. but you want to build on to what is already existing. However, these people have a way they've been doing their things. They have their own culture. They've been doing their things. So you will receive a lot of resistance from these people trying to change their mindset, to bring it to your vision, because you definitely are going to come in with a different vision when you're coming into this business. So those are some of the challenges that you'll find as a youth when you're trying to, get into, a new business, especially if it's an already existing business. Yeah, usually when you're buying a business, it's very, very important to look at the legal, to involve the legal side of a business, especially because when you're buying a business, you yourself, you don't know, you're an external partner. You're from the outside, you don't know what is already been inside there. So you need people to help you do due diligence, to find out exactly what inside, what has been happening inside. Is it why has the business failed? Why is this person trying to sell off that business? Yeah, you as a youth, you need to get some of the pro bono lawyers, yeah, and they come in and help you to just assess, just to try and assess and analyze this business. Why is it being sold? Why are they, why is this person, not continuing with their vision? Yeah, and why at this point in time? Then look at the books of records in terms of income. How has the income been coming in? In terms of statutory deductions, have they been remitting URA? Have they been paying taxes? Do they have loans? Yeah. Do they have any loans? Maybe they've used the business to acquire some loans from the bank, and that is information they're not disclosing to you. You don't want to take over such a business and tomorrow you're having these problems. Then also, it's also important to involve the legal side, because it also helps in further due diligence in terms of the legal ownership. Yeah. Is a business owned by, is it a one-man's business, or it's, it has got a lot of shareholding in it? And if there are other shareholders, there are other parties in this business, how best are these parties aligned? Are you all aligned? Do you have all the same goal and the same vision? Are you on the same, on the same chapter? Otherwise, someone may sell to you, and then, 2 months, 3 months down the road, someone comes to you and says, hey, this is my business too. I have shareholding in this business, and this is how much I put in, and yeah, so you need to do a lot of due diligence. So, and the only way due diligence can be done is by having these legal people to help you actually, cross-check with the books of accounts, cross-check with the records, company records, to also check with the company ability to pay, and and the prosperity of the company. But also there are other things like that, usually terms and conditions, whereby you involve the legal aspect because of the terms and conditions. And this mainly come in with things like if you're buying like a bigger company, some of these bigger companies have proper structures, and they have things like intellectual property rights. Yeah. So if I invented this microphone, and I'm just giving an example, and I invented this microphone, and there's this particular, the turn, and maybe that particular turn, I have the secret to it and how it turns and makes a microphone produce better audio output. I may not be willing to sell it to you, or to give you my to sell to you my intellectual properties, the property rights. I may not be able to give them to you. So you need a legal person to come in and tell you, okay, and advise you wisely. You're buying this business, but however, this business has been thriving because of A, B, C, D. It could be that small bit on the mic that it has been thriving. And if it's that, then, and the person is not willing to sell to you, or they are going to charge you separately, then you may need to, think twice. You need to, consider, put all that into consideration. But also the person who is selling also needs to also come in and say, hey, this is my brain. This is my brain. I'm the brains behind this. I worked so hard to make sure this is put into place. So you're not going to come simply because you have money and just buy it off like that. No, I want to still have a certain percentage in this company for only my intellectual property rights. Yeah. So you find that the legal aspect is very key and very important, and it's something that cannot be missed in while trying to purchase or buy a business, especially for the youth. If you remember very well at the beginning, we talked about the fundamentals of setting up a business. And we talked about things like planning, we talked about things like motivation, we talked about things like investment. And these are still very crucial. Here in Uganda, much as we say we're the most entrepreneurial country, we have lots of youths involved in different businesses and startups, but these businesses, most of them don't last like you have mentioned. They don't last to up to 5, up to even 6 months or even a year. Why? There are several reasons, but I would pick out a few of the quick pointers here and there. Number one, the planning. You find someone began their business without a vision. They lacked that vision. They did not put it in plan. They just came up, oh, I have this business idea, put it down. And that is it. They began working. Yeah? You did not take your time to go and research about this business idea. Is it a business idea that is going to work? Is it feasible? A lot of time when we are trying to start up businesses, we encourage people to spend a lot of their time under research, doing research. Why? Because research will help you to overcome a number of these problems. For example, if it's an issue of a market, through research, you're able to understand whether the market is available or not, whether you can be able to expound further or not. If it's an issue of competition, already existing brands in the market, still through research, you're able to do that. You're able to know. If it's an issue of something that is not unique, or a brand that is not selling something new, yeah, you're able to understand all this through market research, through the research, or through that during ideation, a lot of time we forget to plan, and that is where our problems start from. As youth, it is very, very important you plan, because once you don't plan, definitely the business is going to fail somewhere, somehow. Besides planning, you need to be motivated. You need to be in the right direction. You need to have the right skills. I'm going into this business. Do I have an idea on it? Am I motivated? Is this something that will push me out of my bed to go and do every morning? Or is it something, I have my small kiosk out there, I'll go at 2 p.m, then I come back at 3 p.m, or maybe tomorrow I'll miss out. No. You need to have that business idea that you love. It's going to push you out of your bed every other day. You're going to breathe and think this business every other single day. Yeah, so we often fail as youth. We often fail to prosper or to move on with our businesses simply because we forget the fundamentals. Don't just jump into a business because everybody else is doing that business. No. First, search within yourself, do I love what I'm going to be doing? Is it something that is worth fighting for? Even when recently we had COVID-19 and so many businesses went down, yeah? But for those that people had passion for or that were persistent, they did not go down. They found ways of how to survive. And that is what they call resilience. So, you have to find that resilience in you. How did you pick up? How did you, come back from that offset? Yeah, so it's very important, but also in terms of investment or funding, you find that most of the businesses are lacking funding. But you see, in order for you to have very good funding, be it bootstrapping, bootstrapping is where you have money of yourself. your savings, and then put into your business. So be it bootstrapping, be it a venture capitalist coming to invest in you, or you're getting a loan from the bank, equity, or you're getting angel investors to invest in you. You need to have some sort of funding, proper funding, because when you set up a business, there are things that are not going to be very easy from the word go, and you need to plan for them. Yeah, things like the wages for the employees, the operational costs, the running the business every day. You need to pay for all that. So if you have begun without that prior funding, that preparation of the funding, planning for investment of then you're bound to go down. Yes. Well, I would say a business plan, first of all, that is the whole concept of the business. So if you're going to sell to me, if I'm going to come to you and I would like to buy a business from you, and you're not willing to disclose some of this information, especially the ideas of the business planning, concepts of business planning, market research, business model, then it doesn't work out for me. Because how then am I able to improve on the business model you have been using? Yeah. How then am I able to know that this business idea was meant to achieve this, and it has been able to achieve it, or it is not moving in the right direction? So it's very important to have access to that business plan when you're acquiring a business. However, there are people who opt not to give them, which is not a problem. However, but it is very, very important you as the buyer, you request for that business plan, because it will help you to know the vision of this business. Is it something that's going to be feasible? Is it going to work out? Is it you even look at the pros and cons. What has been failing in this business? This was the business plan, and what has been failing? Yeah, and if it has been making profits and has been working very well, yes, this is the business plan, and it has been working towards its goals, or we managed to tweak this along the way. Inherited businesses are very good, and I usually call them family businesses. I prefer to call them family businesses because majority of the inherited businesses are usually family businesses. These are very, very good, but it depends on the way you have trained your children, or you have trained the successors of these businesses to handle them. If you have not involved them in the businesses, I don't think you get the same level of success that you have been getting. So it is very, 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 very important that as you carry on successfully, or as you execute a successfully a family business, well-put family business, you are able to train or to involve as many partners as possible, people who you think are important to this business. And you can involve them in different ways. You can involve them by sending them for training in school, but also as they come back from school, involve them in the day-to-day running of the business. Let them understand the dynamics of the business. Let them understand it is not a giveaway. It is actually a proper business. Let them understand the dynamics of running a proper business, and understand that it is not something that is going to just feed me or put food to my table every now and then as I wish. No. Understand it's a business. I'm liable to this business. I get paid as well. I have to get paid a salary from this business, and therefore I have to put in the effort it requires as an employee of this business. So it is very, very important you involve the various stakeholders in this business, especially the youth. The youth, because they're our future tomorrow, and they're still growing. So if you got someone still in there, maybe early 20s or late early 20s, let's say, and they began in this business, they worked with you all through, they understood the fundamentals of a business, basic accounting procedures, yeah, knowing that, you know, money in, money out has to balance. Yeah, not just picking money out of the business. No, understanding that the business has got regulations. It is not my, you know, just because my father owns it, I am able to, you know, come in here and command, or, you know, ask or do whatever I want to do. No. Yes, if they understand the fundamentals of a business, then you can have a successful business. So it's very key. Involve the youth in these businesses, train them so they can get the basic economic sense of how to run a business, and of course show them, you know, the different avenues or opportunities around running the business, so they can be able to grow this business. But also the networking, involve them in the various networks so they can get to know your networks. Today you're still alive, but tomorrow when you have left, there should be continuity through those networks that you have already built, the existing networks. My last remarks, I would like to thank Smart24 TV for all the good work you're doing around entrepreneurship, trying to cover up these very good stories about entrepreneurship out there. A number of youth I see being featured on your TV. And maybe just to encourage everybody out there to come and attend our Innovation Week. We usually have, at Startup Uganda, we hold what we call the annual Uganda Innovation Week, previously known as the Kampala Innovation Week. And this year it's going to be featuring women entrepreneurs, it's going to be featuring the academia, and also funding, how to find, you know, proper funding for our startups or businesses. So all the various startups out there and entrepreneurs, please come on come 22nd to 24th of November. You're all welcome at Mistil Hotel in Zambia for the Uganda Annual Innovation Week. Thank you.
Those were the views from the expert about this topic. Hope you guys have learned a lot, and hope you guys are willing to put whatever has been said in action. Thank you so much for keeping up with the show, and hope you catch us next time. Keep watching, keep learning with us, keep getting more views about this, and keep sharing with us more information on your Twitter and our YouTube. Thank you very much. I am Martha.
Well, hope you've learned a thing or two from the discussion today on the lounge, and I want you guys to take caution of your health because Ebola has become rampant in the country. Keep it locked on Smart24 TV Driving Business, and we air every morning on Saturday. My name is Samalie.
And that brings us to the end of our episode where we've been discussing business startups. I am BRONIA. Until next time. Ciao, guys.